Hello and welcome to WANA Pod by WANA Learning, the podcast where we explore innovative ways to learn, grow and stay successful in our ever-evolving world. I'm your host, Nisa Burrell, and I'm thrilled to have you join me on this journey. In today's episode, I'm excited to bring you a roundup of some of the conferences that WANA Learning has attended over the last few weeks. Firstly, I've attended around 6 conferences across a range of different disciplines and topics. In today's episode, we're going to focus in on digital transformation, which was hosted at London's Excel, Karen Brady's Women in Business, which was also over at the Excel, and the World of Learning, which was in the NEC Birmingham. You might be wondering why I ventured beyond the traditional learning and development space when attending these conferences, but I'd encourage you all to do the same. This is because in doing so, we're exposing ourselves to new ideas and industries, and that's essential for innovation and growth. No matter the industry, when looking at landing change or approaching new tech, or even looking at leadership styles, we can learn a lot from each other and different industries. Attending these conferences allowed me to gain fresh insights, which I'm excited to share some of them with you, but also you get to meet and network with some amazing people. In this episode, you'll hear my own takeaways, but you'll also hear interviews from industry experts and thought leaders on what's coming next, especially in the leadership, technology and learning spaces. So let's dive in. To start, let's talk about the Digital Transformation Conference. I've attended this event quite a few times over the last few years, particularly from a change management perspective. As someone who's led digital change initiatives, it was fascinating to see how different organisations are navigating their own digital transformations. One of my favourite sessions in this time around was a talk by Danny Gonzalez of London's North Eastern Railway, which I'll refer to as LNER as we go through. Where they shared how they've transformed their customer experience using digital tools. They've made huge strides from their booking systems to live train updates, online rewards, where registering helps your own experience but also provides them with critical data. And even seat booking has been transformed with live insights into which seats are free or not. These changes don't just enhance customer experience, they streamline operations, and they even give insights like which seats could be resold. For anybody working in change management, hearing about LNER's journey was a powerful reminder of how technology can reshape an entire business process. But you have to work closely with your stakeholders. Now, let's hear from Claudia from Logic Monitor, who spoke to me about the digital trends she believes will have the biggest impact in the coming years.
My name is Claudia. I work at Logic Monitor. We do full stack hybrid observability for IT infrastructure on premises and cloud. What else do you want to know? We've been around for over 15 years globally. Offices in the US, UK, APAC. We've got lots of customers that come to us to help with their IT transformations, consolidate monitoring, using AI to also learn behaviours of environments, improve efficiencies when it comes to IT operations.
So what digital trend do you think will have the biggest impact in the next 5 years?
Digital trend? Well, I mean, the cloud move, everyone moving to the cloud, I think will always have the biggest impact. I think everyone moving back on premises, so after moving completely to the cloud is probably the way it's going to go, I would say. My non-technical opinion.
Claudia's insights remind us that in applying new digital strategies for a client's unique needs, it needs to do so without compromising security or usability. Next, we spoke to Ethan, an AI solutions architect.
Hi, I'm Ethan. I'm an AI solutions architect at Edge Methods, and sort of what we offer really is working with customers, providing a data industry 4 data platform. So we look at the unification, aggregation, and cleansed version of their data sources that can come from many different data sources, looking at manufacturing mainly. So you think about like digital control systems, ERP systems, maintenance systems, all of that could be standardized into one data platform where we can then give the AI-ready data set. So not just having the access and the visibility to data and insights, but also then being ready to maybe explore that data set with AI and machine learning to automate some of the optimization that they want to do. So some of our customers are looking at more about the energy management and also operational efficiency. So looking at maybe some of the KPIs that the customer wants to optimize and then looking at where the use cases can go from there. And what we've seen from there with some of the stuff that we've had with Innovate UK grant funding was that we achieved with the current customer, Victrex, as part of a 2-year project, was a 20% reduction in their energy costs, where we looked at the operational efficiency as a side part, where we can then sideline the optimization in their operations to then storyboard the energy reduction in their energy intensive assets in their manufacturing. So that's basically what we do. We do have other customers in other select health specialized assets. So we're looking at their IoT data, giving them access to maybe their own internal data science teams. So it's not just offering the resource to do the data science and analytics for them, but it's also then giving them the platform to have for their own data science team.
So what challenges do you often come across in trying to implement these technologies for your clients?
Yeah, so the biggest challenge we see is actually more of a cultural change option, which is sort of one of the things when you think about take manufacturing, for example. You've got a lot of knowledge built in with some of these operators and these managers and stakeholders that they're reluctant to change in a way. So when we're looking at data and AI and looking at automating, some of the pushback that we might see is sort of like the investment pushback, which is they can't really understand why they need to do or change processes because they've always done it a certain way. So one of the big things that we've obviously had to overcome is helping our customers go through that process of understanding the change that's necessary, overcoming like how to make it as simple as possible, and then giving them the value as clear as possible as well. So it's being concise, understanding the change that they need to do, and external reasons or internal reasons, it doesn't matter, because the external reasons you might have like regulations or sustainability, you might have maybe like the influence around ESG side of components, but mainly what we want to do to change internal process changes is rather just improving their overall structure in their operation.
Ethan's comments about cultural change really resonate. Technology alone is never going to be enough. It's about the people who use it and how we support them. This means as we bring in new tools, we need to actively guide and support our teams through these transitions. So the change in training programs are going to be just as important, and investment carefully considered alongside new technology and toolkits. And this is a message that leadership really need to get to grips with and understand early on in the process. Next, let's move on to Karen Brady's Women in Business Conference. This event had a powerful focus on leadership, inclusion, and the experiences unique to women in the professional world. One of the most inspiring speakers for me was Baroness Floella Benjamin. She openly shared her experiences of coming to England and overcoming the challenges faced as a young Black woman. Her story is both powerful and motivating, and I'm going to give a shout out to her biography. Please go read it. Anyway, she introduced the concept of the 4 C's that guide her life: contentment, consideration, confidence, and courage. Hearing her talk about these values made me think about our roles in fostering qualities within our own teams. It's a reminder that we're not just helping people develop skills, but we're also supporting them in building character and resilience. During the conference, I had the chance to speak with Kristen from Grow London Local, who shared some of her personal challenges she's overcome as a woman in business.
So hi, my name is Kristen Montalvo. I'm the founder and director of a recruitment advertising company, and I also now work for a government-funded program called Grow London Local, specifically designed to support small business owners and entrepreneurs in London.
Fantastic. So what challenges have you faced as a woman in business, and how did you overcome them?
I think the biggest challenge I faced as a woman in business is I didn't realize for a long time that I'm on the neurodiverse spectrum. So I have ADHD. It was undiagnosed for most of my life. And this proposed a challenge because I was constantly coming up with different ideas, but I didn't have anyone to bounce the ideas off of. I was trying to bring all these ideas to life. And like a lot of people with ADHD, I would start an idea until I lost interest in it and start another idea and then lose interest, start another idea. And the best way I found to overcome this was by outsourcing those things. So continuing to come up with the ideas, but then outsourcing the execution. And as I was able to build a team, I made sure that some of the first people I hired were people that had great follow through and were able to take an idea and bring it to life.
Kristen's experience is such an important reminder about the power of self-awareness and how hard it can be. As a leader, it's also a powerful insight into the importance of building a supportive team for the business to be successful. Recognizing our strengths and areas we need support is key to sustainable growth, personally and professionally. Last but not least, let's talk about the World of Learning conference. This one is a favourite here over at WANA Learning, as the conference is all about future trends in learning and development, with a focus on adaptability and innovation. One of the highlights for me was hearing about how iSpring have embedded AI for course creation. They're developing ways to focus on faster content creation, personalisation and scalability. At the conference, I spoke with Lucy from Frog Education, who provided insights on human-centred approaches.
Hi, I'm Lucy. I'm the Chief Customer Officer at Frog Education. We are an LMS provider both to commercial markets, but we also provide learning platforms into education. We've been working for around 25 years in this space and diversified into the commercial market about 7 years ago. And what we found is there's some really strong correlations between what we've learned about getting staff and students engaged into learning platforms into tech.
Great, thank you. So with the increasing shift of people going hybrid or working remotely, how should organisations adapt their learning strategies and learning platforms to ensure engagement and effectiveness continues?
So there was a massive shift during the pandemic of people working remotely, and at that point it was about getting information to them. So that's where it kind of started, in that isolation. I still need people to be compliant, I still need to get information to them, I still need to develop my people, but they are working from home. Now there's a shift between not just keeping myself compliant, but actually developing and retaining the talent within the workforce, because there's been a massive shift in staff moving, leaving, changing organisations. So right now, I would say it's about understanding the people in the organisation and what makes them tick. Obviously, some people back into the workplace part-time, some are still working remotely, but it's about making sure that people are still feeling isolated, but are also not confused, because too much information causes confusion. So it puts the emphasis back onto the management to be serving up training and learning development content in the right way, and still having that human element of understanding where people want to be, where do they want to develop, where are their interests, and not all tech can tell you that. So I still see the human element very much involved in learning platforms and engaging workforces and growing it, because it shows that you've got emotional connection and you care, and take on care.
Lucy's insights really underscore the shift we're seeing. As learning professionals, it's on us to build learning experiences that are not only informative, but are also supportive and engaging. And that brings us to the end of our conference season roundup. From digital transformation to the power of inclusion and future trends in learning, these conferences highlighted how quickly our field is evolving. My biggest takeaway: true innovation happens when we're open to learning from different disciplines and perspectives. Thank you to all of our guests for sharing their insights, and to you, our listeners, for joining in today. I hope this episode has sparked some ideas that you can take back to your own work. If you enjoyed one of Pod's episodes, please subscribe, leave a review and share it with your friends. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram or TikTok for more content. Until next time, keep learning and stay curious. I'm Lisa Burrell and this is WANA Pod by WANA Learning. See you next time.